Everybody, we are back with another episode of the Big Three. Blue wave coming. We hope. Uh,
Um,
Tiffany, it's been a huge week. We want to everybody look. Everybody's out there. Look, let's just look. We got
Eddie,
Contessa.
Eddie.
Contessa say, "I'm not gonna wait on this motherfucker to start the show. I'm finna start the show. Welcome to another episode of Who Did It." Hosted by the Big Three. You know who damn did it. The Republicans did it. They always do it. But hopefully, real soon, we're gonna say Jasmine did it when she wins this election. Bradley, thank you for joining us. Citizen Morgan in the house, in the house, in the house, and advocacy arena. So we got the crew. We here in the house. The fams are here. We're ready to go. Except for Kenny. Tiffany. Now wait, where is Kenny?
He
Where's
is he is at the governor's house.
He's at the governor's mansion down
It's,
in Annapolis.
yeah, we call it like the people's house, the governor's house, like
How
no,
far is
they
Annapolis?
don't like calling it the governor's mansion. I call it the governor's mansion. It's
Where's the
actually
governor? The
actually
governor.
not. I will say it's not even really a mansion, to be honest. It's just a
Oh, it's
really
not.
nice. It's not. It's a very modest house considering that it's the governor's place of residence.
Really? So here's a question: like, how far is Annapolis from where y'all live?
Okay, so for me, Annapolis is about 25 minutes,
Oh,
and
that's not
for Kenny, it could be an hour depending on the
bad.
traffic.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Well, child, I would tell him to live
he's
stream.
here. He
You
said
tell his ass. You tell his ass to live. He popped up.
Look, I literally have my suit on the floor, you guys. Just literally had to
You
throw
could
something
wear your
on
suit on the
real
show.
quick so that way I could make it. Cause I'm like, Lord Jesus, y'all got me bobbing and weaving through traffic because I love y'all. You hear what I'm saying?
They love you. They love you, Kenny. So, what? How was the party? We got a big show. How was the function?
It was very good. They had some really good food and stuff like that. Luckily, I was able to you know, squeeze myself up in there, child, because I missed the first party because of work, and almost because of work again, I almost missed this one, but luckily I was able to make it. Westmore and his wife, they are so lovely, so kind. They're just so kind-hearted, warm, authentic. I just love, our governor.
Was it hot as hell in there? Because
Yes, it was. My God. Okay.
It
you
was hot. It was
No,
hot.
Gwen is funny because Gwen was like, "You weren't invited," and I was like, "Listen, it's cold, and I'm gonna sweat out my hair, so I'm good. I will see him in another time. I see him all the time. I'm good.
it was very hot in that
Maybe
damn
hot as I don't
place.
know what in that joint.
Yes, God. I heard you. You said very modest. Very modest, my ass. The house is
It
big.
is
Okay.
very what people would think would be a governor's mansion. To me, it is not a mansion per se. It is very functional. The first floor, when you walk in, the artwork is beautiful,
Mhm.
and there's different rooms, but it's, to me, literally not a mansion. It's a very beautiful house. I just say that.
It's a scaled up version of the Home Alone house. Let's say that.
Yeah.
But
So
the stairs are
The food
dangerous,
be
and I
mad
would
good
never
though.
want to fall down.
Whoever be chefing it up back there is a black person. I know that for sure, or they're Latino because that food be hitting. That food is
It
good.
do. Yes, it
food
does.
the food at the mansion was good.
Yeah, I will say that it's very comparable to food at the White House. But honestly, I think Westmore might got them beat a little bit. I ain't gonna lie
No,
to
the
you.
holiday food the White House under was really good under Biden when it's for Christmas, but when it was for like gay pride, all you
Oh no,
motherfuckers got was
they
hot
starved us.
dogs. And it was like, goddamn, like bitch, it's just weenies. Like I know these men here like these weenies, but damn, can we get some damn barbecue, some real? Okay,
Anyways, we got a lot to
the
talk about.
big thing, the big thing this week, guys, of course, we got to go right into the heart of the show, and that is absolutely Representative Crockett making the decision to run for Senate in the great state of Texas. There's been a lot of talk about it. It's been a lot of people, you know, a lot. And so we're going to start off and just giving context with Kenny's video. What a video? Hold on.
There's no time for hesitation when the biggest threat to our nation is disinformation and the fact that foreign entities want to interfere with our elections. Right now, there's a dynamic orchestrated effort from online agitators to sow division and disinformation against Jasmine Crockett because she's GOP's biggest threat. And the sad shit is a lot of you motherfuckers are falling for it. They're trying to make Israel the biggest issue in Texas when it is not. According to Texas, their biggest issues are domestic, like the economy, like the border. So why the hell is everybody talking about Israel when Texas voters care about putting food on their table? Because in 2024, it caused division in the Democratic Party, which helped us lose the election. And right now, they're using the same tactic to sow division between two good candidates. And this account is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Quentin Quarantino says, I endorse James Tallarico in the race for U.S. Senate in Texas. There is no longer space for politicians who support genocide in the Democratic Party. Jasmine Crockett will learn this. However, did you see them community notes, ho? James Tallarico and Jasmine have the same fucking position. According to Miss Now, on September 14th, James Tallarico proclaimed that Israel has a right to exist and defend itself. Like Jasmine Crockett, he does not accept any AIPAC money, neither accept it, but both support the funding legislation that benefits Israel while also supporting humanitarian aid to Gaza. Both have publicly condemned Benjamin Netanyahu. So what's the fucking issue? The issue is they want to divide us and distract us from talking about the issues that matter most to Texas. And if you think for a minute that beating down Jasmine Crockett is going to somehow protect Tallarico, you're sadly mistaken, ho. Have you seen this, where this progressive coalition says that James Tallarico is disqualified? And they say the same thing about Jasmine, but it's very telling what type of unflattering photo they would try to use and choose for Jasmine. Bitch, I see you. But let's dig a little deeper. Not only was the account created a couple of days ago, but also they just created a domain 7 days ago. And when you go and look up where they're located, let's look this shit up together. Where are these hoes from? Oh, they're from Iceland. And it's interesting how they want to disqualify the only two Democratic candidates that are running for Senate in Texas, because this is it. It's one of the two. The deadline ended on the 8th. These are our only candidates. However, they don't have this same energy when it comes to the other fucking Republicans that are running for Senate. And let's look at their stances on damn Israel. John Cornyn is a consistent supporter of Israel's military campaign. He opposed every call to ceasefire. In fact, him and the Republican Party rejected any type of broad humanitarian funding for Gaza. He has consistently voted on the side of Israel. But no, let's attack Tallarico. Let's attack Jasmine. But let's look at the other GOP option, Ken Paxton and his motherfucking glass eye. Did you know that he said he gives unequivocal support for Israel? In fact, Eyepatch Paxton opened up an investigation to Plano ISD for pro-Palestinian students. Are y'all fucking dumb? Stop falling for this foolishness. Let's focus on the matters and the issues that affect those in Texas.
Yeah.
Shall we start?
Yeah. I mean, Kenny.
Okay, so I've had a conversation with that.
Hold on, wait, I'll continue. I'm gonna make you big though, so because we could. This is probably gonna be a good clip. So hold on, take it away.
So I've had a back and forth with the Progressive Coalition, and for more clarification, the registrant address is in Iceland because they refuse to let us know exactly the owner of the domain's location. So we don't know where they are. We don't know if they're in the United States. We don't know if they're in Russia. We don't know shit, and they will not disclose where they're based off of. So that's what we got off of that. So are they in Iceland? I don't know, but that's what they're using to protect themselves as a registrant address. So there's that. On top of that, they are pussy popping and backtracking as far as what they said about disqualifying for James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett, and they changed the imagery of Jasmine Crockett's face, not making her look less flattering. So there's that. Again, right now they're fighting for their lives and they're swinging. The account was literally made overnight on Threads, and then they had this domain ready. We're not necessarily sure who these agitators are and why they're trying to sow division, because it's interesting enough to me that they want to disqualify both of the candidates that are running, and the deadline is over. There is nobody else. There's no other candidate that could run. It's between Jasmine and Tallarico.
That's it.
As I compared in my video, who would they rather? Would they rather Ken Paxton, who's a straight up Zionist?
They would, because this
John
is being
Cornyn,
Republicans.
like
this
what?
is Republican funded. This is from Republican money. They're funding this, and so they know what to say, and they know exactly as I'm trying to go back up. Hold on one moment. This is exactly as CC said. APAC is new DEI CRT. We keep letting them give us new scary words, brand new, dog whistles for black people to then turn against the candidates. They constantly take ownership of words and terms and then weaponize those against us continuously in our community. So absolutely, I agree with you 110%, CC.
But here's the thing, Jasmine hasn't taken any APAC money. She's been in Congress for 5 years. And for anybody asking her to clarify her stance on Israel, I mean, I think that her action speaks louder than her words. I mean, those are the things that I look at. If she's not taking APAC money, she's called out Benjamin Netanyahu. And also, with this vote that people are bringing up about her voting for, like substantiating aid for Israel, also within that policy was also humanitarian aid to Gaza, along with other foreign nations other than just Israel. In the first draft, the first two drafts that were introduced, it was only giving money to Israel, and she voted against both of them. So I'm very confused on what the fuck they're talking about. And we need to call them out for the misinformation, disinformation, because this is a dog whistle. Like you said, APAC is a dog whistle because obviously none of these things were disqualifying until Jasmine decided to say that, hey, I'm making an announcement. I'm running for U.S. Senate. Obviously, she's a threat, and we cannot allow them to do to her what they did to Kamala Harris in 2024. So we have to push back. We have to be bold. We have to be just as bold as Jasmine and loud and boisterous because they are scared of her.
Yeah, so I want to, and I'll take a moment to say it. Like, I don't know where all the APAC money goes, and I really don't give a fuck, don't give a damn. I don't. I firmly believe that if one pack has the right to exist, and every pack fucking has the right to exist, it's the nature of the game. And that's how politics are fucking played. And I need young people to get off their ass and do some goddamn research and learn how to read and learn how the game is played. If there can be political action committees for the rights of women, for the rights of gays, for the rights of men and women who happen to be trans. There should also be political action committees for the rights of people that are Black, for the rights of people that are Hispanic, for the rights of people that are Muslim, for the rights of people that are Jewish. They all have a right to exist if that is how the game is going to be played. If we're going to ban one pack and the whole concept of that pack, let's ban them all. And again, I don't know where the APAC money is going. I don't know where that money is funding, but I do know that they have turned this into an anti-Semitic issue to make APAC something that is horrific and scary, but not other PACs. It's only a matter of time before it all of a sudden becomes, well, you gave to the transgender PAC, or you gave to the Negro PAC, or you gave to the Hispanic PAC. That is what they do. And our young people especially, they do this APAC shit is targeting young people. And they know that Jasmine has momentum with young voters and that Jasmine is going to win young voters. So they pulled that out of their bag first and they're using it first. So again, I don't give a fuck about her. Take all the APAC money. Because I'm going to tell you this right here. Our Black and brown candidates are not funded at the level of white candidates. They're not. They don't bring in the level of funds to their campaigns as the other people in the game. So get out of damn money you got to have, because you got to have money to win. And here's something I want people to also understand. They have an issue with APAC money. If Jasmine does it, and she hasn't taken the money, and she probably won't take the money during this campaign. But you know who's going to take that fucking money? Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton is going to take the money. And you're going to have ads all over the fucking state of Texas. They're going to use that money to run a hard-ass campaign against her. So she is going to be at an even greater disadvantage by not taking the money. And who is she going to make happy? Fucking nobody. Because she hasn't taken the money yet anyway. And they're still pissed off. Girl, take that goddamn money and win this campaign.
Listen, okay.
Girl, don't take that. Don't take APAC money.
Take the fucking money. We have to take the power away.
I am a monthly contributor to Jasmine's campaign.
Don't give a fuck about no APAC money.
But here's the thing. That's why you got to call them out. That's why you got to call them out, Zach. This is what I'm saying. Put your money where your mouth is. And I've gone back and forth, even with mutuals. I said, if you don't want somebody to take certain amounts of dollars from certain organizations or PACs, I want you to put your money where your mouth is. Make sure that they don't have to contribute your money. Be a monthly contributor. That's what I am.
Underwear for their dirty asses. These motherfuckers wash their underwear in the sink. They're not. Well, for those that change them,
you can't even wash them.
Don't change the damn underwear. Kenny, like, we cannot let them continuously put us on the defense and make issues out of things that aren't issues. People in Texas don't give a fuck about that.
Talk about it.
And the majority of Americans don't give a fuck. People are living through record high inflation at the holidays. People are seeing their health insurance premiums skyrocket, and they're finna see their student loans come back with a vengeance. People do not give a fuck about these issues right now that are being presented as AIPAC's a scary thing. I don't want Representative Crockett to worry about that shit when she needs to be worried about a plan to really address the affordability crisis in Texas and really be able to deliver for the constituents. That's where I want her energy to go. Ignore these people. Ice them out. They dumb as fuck.
Okay. There's so much to talk about because listen, I'm supposed to be in Zen mode. This is supposed to be Zen. Them people on Threads, they got me acting like Candidly Tiff on there, okay? And I don't want to do that, but it had to happen this week because they get on my last ass nerve. And so, I had to defend Jasmine because who would I be if I didn't do that, right? But it's so frustrating to watch this all unfold over the last couple of days because starting Monday, you started to see, and it's like so reminiscent of Kamala, right? It was all this praise. Jasmine, we love Jasmine. She's a fighter. She's the person we need. We want her to be the Speaker of the House. We want her to be the majority leader. All this bullshit that these minority leader, whatever, they had all these jobs to give to Jasmine, but the one job that Jasmine decided that she wanted to do, they then decided that they don't want her to have this job. And it's like they almost were ready with this information about the AIPAC thing, which obviously came from that bootleg DNC account. I don't even know what the hell it's called. And they started this shit. And that shit is
Rogue.
That one, yeah, it was a whole out. And you start to see, and Elizabeth was the first person that called that shit out because she peeped it, and then it just spiraled out of control. And then you started seeing these leftists like, oh, I don't mess with Jasmine because Jasmine gave to AIPAC. Like, no, Jasmine did not give to AIPAC. Oh, well, Jasmine, this is where we're at now. Jasmine went on a tour to Israel, so she's back. I'm like, you do realize that Jamal Bowman also went with J Street to Israel, and no one gave an entire fuck that he went. He came back, talked about his experience, and y'all didn't have shit to say. There's other people that are in the House that are running for Senate, and they had no smoke for them. Angie Craig, you have the lady in Robin who's running in Chicago, in Illinois. They ain't come at them for nothing, okay? But that they wanted to come for Jasmine because they are threatened by Jasmine. They are very intimidated, and I don't even know that this is necessarily James Tallarico people. Now, some of them are supporters, but from what I've seen, these are just chaos agents. They don't like either of these people. They will never like a Black woman candidate, and they are hating as fuck on Jasmine. And it's frustrating to watch because it is very much what they did to Kamala. And I'm glad that people are starting to put two and two together because we've been telling y'all for how long that this is what they were trying to do. But it always takes for some shit like this to happen. So I am actually very happy that Jasmine is running because she exposed the fuck out of all these fucking leftists who just really are anti-Black. They don't like women. They're like, oh my God, you can't keep calling us racist. You can't keep saying these things about us. No, I'm going to say it about y'all because y'all are. Because it's very, very obvious that you always pick one woman, the one woman that everyone loves, and y'all have to go out. Oh, and then it was K-Hive. The K-Hive got in it. I don't understand how the K-Hive got in it. They're like, oh, the K-Hive. You mean black people? Because you just need to just say Black people. Stop using the K-Hive, okay? But to your point about issues, right? I mean, you both have talked about this. The top 3 issues for Democrats in the latest YouGov polling, you know what they are? Inflation, jobs, and healthcare. That is what Jasmine needs to run on, period. Can't hear you, Zach.
Zach, you muted.
Those are the top 3 issues for all Americans. And that needs to be the ongoing message. And it needs to be our message as well as content creators. When we are looking and creating content around this election and giving support to Jasmine, we need to be amplifying her message and her platform around these issues and let these motherfuckers just run amok because the majority of American voters are not in tune to that shit. If you don't live in Texas, I'm not responding to your ass. I'm not. Like, I'm going to focus on people that are going to vote when I'm making content for Jasmine, but I'm also going to not, let that. I'm going to fight hard to balance it because we got a whole motherfucking lot of elections going to come up. Everybody going to need some damn help, and we can't do it all.
The thing is that people were like, when she rolled out her video, they were mad about the video. They're like, "Oh my God, it's so egotistical. Look
I
at
saw
her.
Alyssa talking shit on The
She's not even
View.
talking about the issues." Like, do you guys understand like how this works? Like, she's trying to highlight that she is the center of attention for Trump and all the negative things that he said about her. She looks gorgeous in this video, by the way. And they're just nitpicking the littlest thing to be mad about. Oh, Jasmine is so selfish. Oh, then you have the Republicans. Jasmine is a hood rat. Jasmine is ghetto. Her lashes, her lipstick, her this, her that, is her hair. Like, they have all these reasons, but no one has told me why Jasmine can't win other than the fact that she's a Black woman. That is the only excuse that I have gotten thus far, that Jasmine cannot win because Jasmine is a Black woman. And okay, if that's the case, then why aren't you helping Jasmine to win despite her being a Black woman? Like let's talk about that, because
right now everybody wants a white knight, and they think that the white knight is Tallarico. But let me be very clear before I speak. I am not disparaging Tallarico. I think we have two great candidates running for Texas. However, we have two different paths on how they can win.
We have two what?
We have two different paths on how they can win.
And you don't want to disparage Tallarico?
I'm not going to disparage him. All I'm saying, and this is my opinion, which is why I'm backing Jasmine. This is just my opinion. Now, with Jasmine Crockett has the unique ability of reaching out to the apathetic voter. When you're looking at demographics right now, and I'm thinking the reason why Jasmine Crockett decided to run is because she was looking at the numbers, and she's also looking at what she needs to do up and down the ballot, making sure that people win, because it's a statewide race when you're talking about the Senate. So she's going to be able to bring people and turn them out, which is going to help up and down the fucking ticket, especially while we're sitting here gerrymandered. They need a reason to vote. Jasmine has the ability to be the Mamdani in this race because she has the ability to talk to people. When you're talking about Latino voters, and I've been saying this for a long time, we have to stop boxing people up in this prejudiced way that we do. When you're thinking of Latino voters, the first thing you think is, oh my God, immigration. These people are Americans. If they're voters, they're Americans. That's not probably the main thing that we need to hit them on. If you're an American, you want safety, you want community, you want to deal with the economy, you want to affordability, you want to be able to have health care, you want to have a safe community. Same thing when it comes to Black people. One thing that I've heard is specifically from Black content creators that are in Texas who went to several town halls, Black town halls with Tallarico, said that the main issues that they had with him is his blind spots when it comes to Black issues. Anytime they would ask him, what's your Black issues with, what's your main goal on helping Black people, he chops it up to criminal justice reform. That's a problem, because when you start boxing Black people up to Black, criminal, those two are not.
And Kenny, you
anonymous. What are we talking about?
You made my argument for me. Like, you made my argument, because when you said I am not going to disparage Tallarico, I'm like, why the fuck are you not?
Well, I'm not disparaging. This is criticism, so he has time to work on it.
To disparage James Tallarico. I have never supported him. I have never, like, who the fuck are you? James Tallarico, who the fuck are you? And where the fuck do you come from? You use the notoriety of the walkout that failed in Texas, and not your fault, not the fault of Texas Democrats, but it failed. It didn't do it. You still got fucking goddamn 5 Republicans stealing Democratic seats in the state. That is what propelled this man to his stardom at 36 years old. At 36 years old, where your highest accomplishments in your career accountability has been 6th grade teacher, we applaud you for being an educator, and then working for a nonprofit organization that put technology in poor schools. And then that's when you became a member of the Texas House. That's your career path. That's what you've done. Compared to Jasmine Crockett, attorney Jasmine Crockett, United States Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. That motherfucker is not qualified. Like that woman said on the plane, that motherfucker is not real. That motherfucker, James Tallarico, is not qualified. He's not qualified. I don't give a fuck how white he is. He is not qualified compared to Jasmine Crockett. He is not qualified compared to Colin Allred.
Well,
And
you
now I'm
know,
sick of seeing young people jump their young asses up for shit they're not ready for, make a fool of themselves and their supporters. James Rico, exactly as wait, hold on, it was somebody else who said it in the comment, said that there's only one person. This is Jasmine Crockett's the only person in this race. I agree with you. James Rico don't have a chance. No matter what the online noise may be, that man isn't qualified, and the people of Texas know it.
Well, I think that was what Jasmine tried to say when she went on the first show she did when she was on with it was on CNN. I can't think of her name, Laura Coates, and she asked her like, "What distinguishes you between you and James?" And she said, "Well, my experience. I work in the federal government. I understand how this works." Now, I will say this as somebody who has a senator who has never worked in the federal government. That is not disqualifying to me because she was an executive. She was a lawyer. She had so I don't want to make that be the issue, but I think when you compare resumes, the two resumes they are not equal to one another. And
one
people
comes up
have
short.
been admitting to me in comments, I said, so do you think that he can win because of his whiteness? And they have said yes. And I said, okay, well, that is great. But to your point, Kenny, there are two paths here. But the person who's going to win is the person that is going to appeal to Latino voters. This is what it comes down to. This is all it comes down to. Who is going to appeal to young Latinos who do not typically vote? You're not going to appeal to MAGA Latinos, right? Those people are they're gone.
They're gone.
But I appreciate what Jasmine has said in her interviews, right? Because she has said, listen, I'm not trying to reach those people. What I'm trying to reach is the people that do not vote, the people who are sitting on the sidelines, the people who are paying higher rent, the people who are suffering in this economy. And those are the people that I would like to reach. I don't understand how James Tallarico reaches those people unless he's using his Christian values to reach them. Jasmine has a different approach to reaching them, which is she's a firebrand. I mean, she is out here. She is going to tell you. She's gonna tell Kim Paxton that he got a cockeyed and he cheated on his wife. And he
multiple times, right? This man has been caught multiple times, and I'm like,
who the fuck is fucking him? Is that what I want to know? That's a whole story. But the thing is, Jasmine does not play nice, and I appreciate that about her because that's what a lot of people, including Latinos, want. They like Trump because some of them like Trump because even they're no longer liking him, they liked him because he's brash, because of the way that he says whatever he thinks. And Jasmine, for whatever you think of her, she does speak her mind. She's gonna tell you what she feels, whether you like it or not. And I think that actually appeals to a good segment of apathetic voters. So they have two different paths, but their paths are different in who they're trying to appeal to. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to Latino voters. She's going to get the black vote. He's not. White voters are going to do them. They're going to vote Republican.
They're going to go for
Latinos will determine who they think is who they want, not who's the best candidate, but who they want to be the nominee to go against the three fuckers who are actually running. Because guess what? They haven't picked their nominee either. Because you got Ken and his cockeye. You have Cornyn, who is like a whole like corporatist, and he wants to blow shit up. I mean, he's literally down with the MAGAs. And then you have Wesley Hunt and his black ass, who nobody knows and nobody cares about. So you have three people on that side. So let Jasmine run her race is all I'm saying. Whether you like Tallarico, don't like Tallarico, let them both run their race. They will have a debate. Yeah. And when we have a debate, we will debate on issues. And I will appreciate that.
It's going to be very hard for Tallarico to debate Jasmine Crockett because she's very quick on the wit. We already see how quick she is, okay? It's like it's housewives when it comes to how she's able to come quick with it, okay? Good with a clap back. But the thing about Jasmine, especially what you were talking about with Christian values, I don't want to hear about that. I've lived in Texas for 8 years out of my life, especially throughout my like high school, my grade school years. And yes, it is the Bible Belt, but people need to understand that Jasmine is a daughter of a pastor. Okay, she's a church kid herself. So I don't want to hear about not being able to have Christian values, and she can probably pull a Bible verse off the drop of a hat. So I don't want to hear that.
So, and Kenny, you've jumped into this, that you've been brought into this campaign. Is what I'll say. You've been brought into this campaign very early. What are your initial thoughts?
Obviously, it's not surprising. I mean, me and Tiff, we've been through it. We've seen all of it. But it's very predictable. I already knew that they were going to do this. I actually think I did a video maybe a long time ago talking about it was more of a warning to Jasmine Crockett to like be careful about who you allow around you, because the same people who love you and prop you up and lift you up will be the same people who will tear you down. And I'm seeing those same exact people do it because you're useful to them until you're not, or until you seek a higher level of office. And we noticed that, as Tiff pointed out, with Kamala Harris. Everybody loved Kamala Harris when she was in those Senate hearings until she decided to run for president. Remember, she's one of the most progressive senators in the Senate. I mean, only second to Ed Markey, especially when it came to her voting record. But however, till she decided, hey, I'm going to run, all of a sudden the rules started to change. And now we're starting to see the rules change when it comes to Jasmine Crockett. What it is they want Black people to stay in their place. And we're not staying in our place. Again, I'm not accepting any limits. The only limitations that I have is the limits that I put on myself. And Jasmine feels that she was called to do this. And I'm going to trust the process, and I'm going to stand next to her. And I'm going to take my ass to Texas if I got to. I got a place to stay. Baby, I got family out there. I'm knocking on doors. I'm ready to go home.
Ready to go. And so, and I think the last statement here comes from Don. This election cycle in Texas is the last time that all election seats across the state will have a Dem running in it, which is actually really important. So I'm glad that that's happened. That needs to happen in every state. We can cede no ground. We can cede no ground. So every single open House seat, representative seat, Senate seat in the local state government needs to have a Democrat running, even if they have no chance. So I love that. That's really, really good news. That's really good news. So from there, let's talk about last night's election in Miami, where we have history being made. Not only is this going to be the first time you have somebody running in every seat in Texas, but this was the first time a Democrat has won mayor in Miami in 30 years, and the first time that a woman, a female candidate, has ever won mayor. Guys, is this good news? Is this like what do you think about this news? Like, to how big of a win is this for us as Democrats?
It's pretty freaking big. I'm actually surprised because people were so focused on Jasmine that this kind of fell under the radar, which is probably a good thing. But I
made a video about it.
Yeah, I know you. I saw your video. Of course, this was, it was a runoff. I mean, people knew this was coming up, but I think it just kind of like wasn't the focal point of yesterday and the race in Georgia. So it kind of like I said, flew under the radar until it happened, and people were like, "Oh shit," because they have been reporting like the mail-in ballots and the early voting. So it was very much showing that she was going to win. And you know what? I think that what we're seeing. And this is why Republicans fucked up, because they thought that they don't understand Latino voters, which is not surprising, but they are fickle. They are truly, many of them, independents, and they are going to vote based on feelings. That's what I feel. They vote on feelings, and they vote stupid, if you ask me. But there are a lot of people in the Miami City area that are mostly people of color, guys. They're Black, Haitians, Jamaicans, Caribbean folks, and then you also have Latinos. And guess what? The people that actually voted for her, the reason she won is not because of Democrats. She won because what we saw in the voting data is that people that are non-affiliated actually came out and voted for her because they want a fucking change. They didn't like the guy that was running against her. And sometimes it actually works to your advantage, like in New York. Okay, these things help. So I think overall it was a great win for her. Amazing. She seems like she's a person that's in the community. People know her. They know her work, and she was rewarded for that. And kudos to her.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big win. Like, it was major shifts. I'm actually shocked. I actually did not know that Miami had been under Republican rule as a city for 30 years. Like, I had no idea. this makes me say, Miami, I'm gonna come back. Like now, I can return. Like as Kenny knows, have been trying to boycott Miami since the second DeSantis win. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I will consider a return to Florida. Like if I'm in Florida, it's usually because I have to be for work. But like, yeah, maybe I can return to Florida and enjoy some beach because I used to love South Beach. It was like my place. So maybe I can return. I'm really happy that she won. I think it's really good news, and I think that it's another crown jewel in a really great year after a heartbreaking but close loss. And I hope that it pretends of things to come. And this was the demographic shift in terms of like almost every precinct shifted blue, as indicated by the first map, and she won large parts of Miami. So I hope that it's a sign that Florida is going to be moving bluer as well with this upcoming gubernatorial election, especially if Byron
It's
Donalds,
different.
who
It's different, but Miami's different. The only reason why, like Tiffany said, they might be fickle over there because she did stomp the hell out of Emilio Gonzalez, the Cuban Republican that was running there.
big numbers.
It's very interesting because I was looking up the demographics of that city that they won. 70% Latino residents, 14% Black, 12% white, meaning Latinos own that. And as Tiff said, it's literally like a three-way split. It's slightly more registered Republicans in that district than there are Democrats, but it's nearly just as many as non-affiliated. So she was able to pull in these independents, but mainly probably because of how she was running. She ran off of affordability, and she's also she denounced ICE and Trump's, affiliation with ICE and how he's targeting immigrants. So she pushed back hard, but she mainly talked about, again, the biggest issue, affordability. She committed to, investing in more affordable housing units because 70% of those residents are renting. Nobody really owns property. I don't think that many people own property. I know I don't.
Up because because one thing that's happening in Florida is you have massive organizations and people that own multiple properties and whole entire conglomerates, and so they've experienced the loss of the snowbirds. The revenue they were getting from visitors coming in from Canada and colder places, they're not coming. So they're trying to recoup their money by raising the price on the actual people that then live there in their other properties, and people can't afford that shit. So I hope that the Democratic gubernatorial candidate, and I think, do you guys know his name? I saw a video from like the front runner earlier today.
David Jolly.
Who is it?
David Jolly.
Yes. Hopefully, hopefully they're gonna really know how to really run a good campaign and not come with some damn middle of the road bullshit and really focus on affordability and focus on anti-ICE messaging. Even though conventional wisdom will say Republicans, no, we want to win those moderate votes. No, go hard against that alligator Alcatraz bullshit.
But hold on, can we just talk about Byron Donalds for a minute? I
hope Byron Donalds is the Republican nominee.
Because
the ass wife.
Because the first thing that I thought about when I saw that she won, I made a post about it yesterday, and I was like, so is Byron Donalds still the front runner? Because the one thing I'm gonna tell you about them Cubans and those Latinos, they are anti-Black. Don't get it twisted, okay? And
they really are.
That mofo's still Black, even though Black is skin, maybe not hard, but he's still Black. And I don't know that his appeal that he thinks, because he thinks he's he thinks he the shit, but I don't think that appeals to a certain demographic of people. And so I really do hope that David Jolly, who was a former Republican, understands that the issues is not about left or right. It's truly about what you said, affordability, bringing down the cost of just in one thing in itself. Just the homeowners insurance. If he could help bring that down as the governor, that would be amazing. The shit is expensive as hell in Florida. There is a lot of issues in Florida that are not being discussed, and I just really hope that Byron Donalds loses because I need him to face the.
I need him to win the Republican nomination.
Well, yeah, he might win that.
Yeah, I think he's definitely gonna lose. I
want him to lose, and I want him to get his ass whooped because you know what? He is a an asshole.
Mm.
And again, as Poetic Justice says, yes, his wife is under like there's a whole news story about her and her suspected fraud at a charter school. And like so hopefully that is all of that will come to play. We also had in my live state, my home state. Is it appropriate to say home state? I mean, because I'm a proud Mississippi native, but I've lived
I mean,
in
you've lived there for what? How many years? 20 plus?
I've lived here for
Well,
a long
he's
time.
still I understand what you mean, because I always say I'm a New Yorker, but I
Right,
live
I'm a
here.
Mississippian because I'm proud to represent the state. But I live in Atlanta, have been in Georgia for over 20 years. And in the state of Georgia, we also had a really shocking race in that and here's a real brief story of it. The state of Georgia, our Republicans are big, bad gerrymanderers as they are all across America. And so they really focus on gerrymandering the state elections and state election maps because that's where all the big decisions get made. And they constantly redistrict to give Republicans an advantage. The state has gone bluer and bluer, but our state house has gone redder and redder because of how they gerrymander. So they took a Democratic district in Athens, where UGA is, Clark County, a pretty sizable population of minorities, maybe 30 to 40%. And they diluted it by dividing it up and putting more of that in Oconee, a more affluent, very red, very Republican suburb. And they thought this is definitely going to be a state. And it should have been, by all looks, a very solid Republican seat. Well, it isn't. It went for a Democrat. Yesterday they won. I've seen multiple. Like it's been the gap wasn't huge. It's been closing over time without more votes coming in. But this man won that race, and it's sending even bigger shockwaves because it's coming on the back of two Democrats winning statewide office and our public service commissioner. So and Kim Martin, DNC chair, said that he was going to continue to invest in Georgia because the investments are paying off. I wanted to know, I just wanted to share this, not necessarily for us to talk about it, but just to share it. I don't think it's a big deal, but it's also more good news in Georgia. And I think that's a lesson for everybody out there who's involved, like Kenny and Tiffany are, with state level politics. You've got to get your shit together as a state before you can expect national money. You've got to demonstrate that you can win as a state before you can even attempt to say we want to have some national money. And that's why some people are, angry. You got to win, and then you'll get the resources. Florida and Texas are two states that we know need greater investment, but the state Democratic leaders there, as a party in the state, haven't done the things they need to do to demonstrate winnability. And until they do that, they're probably not going to be able to commandeer as much money as they want because they don't have a record of winning. You got to get that record of winning out there. You have to.
Yeah.
I think it's always a good thing for Democrats to win, and I'm happy to see that there was an investment. And I think we're making progress. I like progress. We're supposed to be progress. So let's keep on making progress.
Let's keep on making the progress. And let's talk about where they are not making progress, and that's Minnesota. This is a viral TikTok clip that came out, and I'm still scratching my head over it.
What would you say to the president if you were standing here right now?
Mr. President, we campaign for you. We have hope in you. We see hope in you. Please differentiate between good, bad, and evil.
That's a Somali immigrant who voted for President Trump in 2024, but now Trump is demonizing Somalis in America, specifically here in Minnesota.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
I got 5 children. My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
What drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump would be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is we're getting killed out here because people are saying, we told you so.
Stupid.
Just dumb as hell. He's talking about affordability. He's been a Republican for 25 years.
Tiffany, wait, what?
He's just dumb as hell. For real. I did see him on the campaign trail. I did. I saw his videos. I saw him saying we are supporting Donald Trump. Crooked teeth and all. I am tired of it. And the sad thing about it is he said that he's been a Republican and will always be a Republican, meaning he knows that he's been here for 25 fucking years, right? As a Republican.
Yeah.
Every fucking recession that we've had has been because of a Republican. Every time we've had bad economic policies, it's been at the hands of Republicans. So how the fuck did you think that he was going to lower the fucking cost? And you're talking about, well, fentanyl crisis, we still got the crisis, affordability, shit's still too high. So tell me how the fuck you thought that he was going to tackle any of these damn issues when most of these issues occurred because of his mishandling of COVID.
I was
Shut
stunned.
up.
I was shocked to see it. Like, I'm just being very honest. I was shocked. Again, everybody, you guys are nail on the head. 25 years in America. I'm shocked. I really believed that what we saw in Dearborn was a result of young voters in Dearborn, young Arab American voters who didn't live through 9/11. But to hear this come from this man, you've been here for 25 years, and the racism and all of the damage of the Trump administration, all they brought to light in this country hasn't affected you enough to make you realize that you can't align yourself with the Republican Party in 2025 is alarming. And this man called you garbage. He called your children garbage. And you sat right here on national television, because that was a clip, I think, from the BBC or CNN or something. And you literally said that you're still a Republican, that you're still supporting him, and you still feel as though you're aligned with. I'm baffled. I'm baffled.
I'm actually not baffled. I've had several conversations with a lot of friends that share similar sentiments that, are immigrants that don't necessarily have their full status. America propaganda is real. And we have to really, lean into it just really is how they set things up to make them believe that in order to be an all-American, American and patriotism is the Republican Party. I believe what we could do as a Democratic Party is lean into this, well, at least remove this anti-American,
Well, Kamala
rhetoric
did.
that we have in the Democratic Party.
Kamala did. We had flags every fucking where.
I know, but
I
for
don't
some
wear
odd
no
reason,
motherfucking
they
flag.
have been
I
able
was
to
waving a
condition.
flag for Kamala.
Child, I know. I mean, I was in camo, and I don't even fuck with that. But at the same, I
do that.
just don't.
I want to go on record. Look. You and Brian AB were wearing those camo hats.
It's my favorite hat. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I am from rural Mississippi. I never wore camo, and I never will. I'm just not gonna be able to do it.
But just because we lost the election doesn't mean that
Maybe
we still
childhood
shouldn't
trauma
be
from seeing the damn deer
standing
get
in
shot
it.
in the head. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Listen,
I'm just
these
saying that as
people-
Democrats, we do need to lean into the whole, not just the democracy thing. We need to move into the American thing because we are the true patriots. We're the only people standing for democracy. And asking America to fulfill its promise.
Yeah, and I want to answer, Citizen Morgan. This is what many of our brothers and there are many people. First off, there are many brothers and sisters that we have in the diaspora from all around the diaspora who completely identify as Black, and they completely understand, they get it, and they are aligned with us fully. But there are individuals from certain places. So I hate when people want to say Nigerians, Somalians, Ethiopians. No, it's individuals from those places that may have their ethnic origin traced to those places. Not the whole group, but some who feel a certain way. And I've heard some of these people in Minnesota say that they are not Black. They don't identify as Black, and that's their right and that's their choice. You don't have to. But unfortunately for them, Donald Trump sees your ass as Black, okay? And he gonna treat your ass as Black.
But the problem is they don't understand the Western culture and what Black means here. I think the problem is because Black means something different where they're from. And that's the conversations that I've had. They don't identify as Black because, Black is a Western construct. That's literally what that is.
Race is a Western
Some.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, These people, they were called garbage. And
By the
that did,
president on a national
and
stage.
that did not sway this man in any kind of way. Shithole countries. Like, I don't understand what it is that you need to hear. Does he need to just straight up call you the N-word for you to get it through your fucking head that you
I
are
mean, but they just did at a coffee shop.
country? Like, I don't understand.
right.
What the hell needs to happen?
When you talk about garbage, Tiffany, when you talk about garbage, we're gonna have a moment to share and conclude on the First Lady of the United States doing a little bit of reading to us. It's the holidays. We want to end on a holiday high note with your First Lady reading to us about Santa and his night vision goggles.
Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that because Santa likes
Look at the little
or
girl.
heat vision goggles because he might like red better. Should we leave out carrots, not cookies, on Christmas Eve, since they're good for his eyesight?
You're not going to show them the pictures?
The twinkling lights on the tree will make enough light for Santa to see, tiptoeing past chairs without bumping his knee, to leave a present or two or three, and get a kiss from the dog, if it's a dog that licks, and take a cookie or two or three, and then leave. Goes up the chimney the same way he comes down, and I have no idea how Santa does that.
Yo, that little girl is me.
The little girl is the star of the show, and that's why I couldn't stop
You
laughing.
don't know what the hell she's saying.
She was looking up. She played with her shirt.
My God.
What is happening here?
The misery in love.
When she said, wait, look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
What the hell is this lady saying?
Oh
and why won't she show us the pictures?
Y'all.
I'm mad at you for that.
I had to share it. I had to share it. And again, that poor little girl was like, girl, hurry up. I gotta go. Like somebody said, I gotta go to the bathroom. I want a cookie. I come on. I don't want no damn carrots nor a leak. I don't want the dog to leak me. And she was over it. Listen, that is where we are. Now, I'm assuming I don't think they're having any White House Christmas parties this year because there is no East Wing. But I didn't know if they had another part of the White House that they're maybe gonna bring people. And I don't know. But Melania's been out quite a bit for Christmas, probably because she had said she hates the Christmas. But it has brought me great joy to watch. I have thoroughly enjoyed laughing at this clip. It is just, I've never seen such a thing. And I want to remind you why she's here. Melania Trump was brought over to America. I'm not telling you who brought her over. You Googled that. Like you Googled that. Somebody mentioned the Epstein files and you Google all that controversy and all those rumors. But Melania Trump was given American access because she has a genius grant. A genius grant. She supposedly speaks many languages.
She can't speak English.
She has
a struggle just a bit to have been in the country so long. I'm just saying to have been here so long.
Look, that lady could slop some knob, and that's all it came down to. Okay.
Okay, we've already seen her centerfold, so we know exactly what she can fold. Okay,
Kenny.
We saw it. I have never seen a first lady, so transparent in my life.
That is the level of transparency that we wish we could have around those Epstein files. So, Kenny, I have to say and give that to you there. And I agree, it would have helped had she done just a little bit of practice, but she doesn't give a fuck about the Christmas nor about reading the Christmas to the kids. So, with that being said, I think this is a good time to call it a wrap. I was hoping to make it to get some popcorn. I'm craving popcorn and jalapenos. No grocery store is going to be open, but maybe they carry jalapenos at CVS. I don't know, but I'm going to try. And if not, I'll get some other snack because I have more work to do and I do need a good snack. Is there anything else, guys? Oh, there is. No, is there anything else? I do want to encourage you guys. I do have one other thing. I should hold on. And because I shut the slideshow down, give me but it won't look right, but it'll be what you see. My brand new project. I've been talking about this damn project from way back in the day, since episode like maybe 10. So 20 weeks later, finally, my new podcast side project, King's Table, which is funded by Chorus Money, because that's who I use, pay for the production of this 10-episode run, is up. Episode 1 is up. Episode 2 drops tomorrow. Kings at the Table is a panel of Black men from all walks of life, gay, straight, trans, coming together every week to talk about the issues, kind of what we do here, but not as heavy on politics. Some politics, but more pop culture, more life and people content in it. Every week we talk about matters of the crown. That's where we talk about the current events, like political events, news events, and then we go into the royalty, because again, it's Kings at the Table, and we talk about the pop culture. Then we have what's called crowning moments, the good news of the week, because there are good things still happening in America. And then from the crowning moments, we go into the royal roast. We roast every week somebody. It's kind of like if you watch that bullshit from Leonard McKelvey, Donkey of the Day, but it's not Donkey of the Day. It's the royal roast. And then we end with giving a queen, because we're all men here, but we always give our queens a crown. And every week we give a queen a crown. So check it out. It's really, I love it. Thank you for the congratulations and appreciations, but you need to fucking watch it, okay? Yeah, congratulating me is nice, but watch the damn shit. Give it a 10-minute look at it. Give me some feedback. Drop some comments. Boost the content. I have been doing this YouTube shit for too long. I got over 200 fucking videos up. And where the followers at? Is it shit? Is it shit? Am I creating shit? Maybe. But I need you to let me know that in the comments.
Goodbye, boy. You're not making that content. You know this algorithm is very.
No, but again, it is not sponsored by Coors.
Coors beers.
It is not sponsored by Coors. It is sponsored by Coors. It's an organization that I'm a part of, a newsroom that Kenny and I are part of, and we get paid not to make content, but to learn about the content creation process. And so I use my money to invest more in my YouTube, and so I'm actually paying for the production. Like, this show is produced by me, right? So I sit here at my computer and have to look down. You know, when I'm looking down, I'm like producing, but this gets to be done in the studio, and I'm paying for it with the studio. And we love you too, Bradley. And we're gonna be we'll be back next week. Like, we ain't on break yet, but the break, it's coming. So, all right, guys, thank you all. Thank you all. All right, bye, y'all.